Hello all, welcome back to my channel GK and Coding Hub. I am your buddy Adwait. In today's informative session, I am going to give you heads up about India's economy and an insight into India's stock market. So check it out. First, I will tell you about the economy of India. The economy of India is characterized as a middle income developing market economy. It is the world's sixth largest economy by nominal GDP and the third largest by purchasing power parity. PM Modi envisions an India that it becomes a $5 trillion economy, meaning jumping by another $2 trillion in the next 5 years to come. Since independence in 1947 until 1991, successive governments promoted protectionist economic policies with extensive state intervention and economic regulation in the form of the license Raj. The end of the Cold War and an acute balance of payments crisis in 1991 led to the adoption of a broad economic liberalization in India by then Prime Minister Narasimha Rao. He, along with an eminent economist, Manmohan Singh, dreamt of a strong, self-reliant and resurgent India. Since the start of 21st century, annual average GDP growth has been 6% to 7%, and from 2013 to 2018, India was the fastest growing major economy, surpassing China. The long-term growth prospects for Indian economy remains highly bullish due to its young population and corresponding low dependency rate, healthy savings and investment rates, increasing globalization in India and integration into the global economy. The economy slowed in 2017 due to shocks of demonetization in 2016 and the introduction of the goods and services tax in 2017. Nearly 60% of India's GDP is driven by domestic private consumption and continues to remain the world's sixth largest consumer market. Apart from private consumption, India's GDP is also fueled by government spending, investment, and exports. In 2019, India was the world's ninth largest importer and the 12th largest exporter. India has been a member of the World Trade Organization since 1st January 1995. It ranks 63rd on the Ease of Doing Business Index and 68th on the Global Competitiveness Report. With 500 million workers, the Indian labor force is the world's second largest as of 2019. India is one of the world's highest number of billionaires and extreme income inequality. Government should formulate policies which should end this income disparity and we have an inclusive growth of the Indian economy. Friends, we hear about various terminologies used by eminent economists. Let's declutter them. To start with, GDP, also known as Gross Domestic Product. Gross Domestic Product or GDP is the standard measure of the value added created through the production of goods and services in a country during a certain period. As such, it also measures the income earned from that production or the total amount spent on final goods and services. While GDP is the single most important indicator to capture economic activity, it falls short of providing a suitable measure of people's material well-being for which alternative indicators may be more appropriate. This indicator is based on nominal GDP, also called GDP at current prices or GDP in value, and is available in different measures. US dollars and US dollars per capita. All OECD countries compile their data according to the 2008 System of National Accounts (SNA). This indicator is less suited for comparisons over time, as developments are not only caused by real growth but also by changes in price and triple Ps. What is inflation and deflation? Let's learn about it. Inflation is a quantitative measure of how quickly the price of goods in an economy is increasing. Inflation is caused when goods and services are in high demand, thus creating a drop in availability. Supplies can decrease for many reasons. A natural disaster can wipe out a food crop, A housing boom can exhaust building supplies, etc. Whatever the reason, consumers are willing to pay more for the items they want, causing manufacturers and service providers to charge more. Let's learn about deflation. Deflation occurs when too many goods are available or when there is not enough money circulating to purchase those goods. As a result, the price of goods and services drops. For instance, if a particular type of car becomes highly popular, other manufacturers start to make a similar vehicle to compete. Soon, soon car companies have more of that vehicle style than they can sell, so they must drop the price to sell the cars. Companies that find themselves stuck with too much inventory must cut costs, which often leads to layoffs. Unemployed individuals do not have enough money available to purchase items. To coax them into buying, prices get lowered, which continues the trend. What is RBI and what is its role? Let's learn. Reserve Bank of India or RBI is the Central Bank of India. RBI was established on 1st April 1935 by the RBI Act 1934. Key functions of RBI are it is the custodian of foreign reserve, controller of credit, and to manage printing and supply of currency notes in the country. RBI is a statutory body. It is responsible for the printing of currency notes and managing the supply of money in the Indian economy. Initially, the ownership of almost all the share capital was in the hands of non-government shareholders. So, in order to prevent the centralization of the shares in few hands, the RBI was nationalized on January 1, 1949. Now I will tell you about some terminologies relating to the stock market. First, I will tell you about the Nifty 50 and Sensex. The term Nifty originated from two words, national and 50. Nifty is an index that is part of the NSE, also known as National Stock Exchange. Nifty consists of 50 heavyweight stocks from 12 different sectors. Furthermore, the valuation of Nifty is determined based on the performance of these 50 stocks. Nifty 50, as the name suggests, represents the top 50 stocks of the NSE. Sensex. Sensex was introduced by the Bombay Stock Exchange, that is BSE, on 1st January 1986. It comprises of 30 stocks that are also known by name of BSE 30. Sensex measures the performance and sentiments of different sectors of the economy. Now I will tell you what are shares. A share is the single smallest denomination of a company's stock. So if you are diving up stock and referring to specific characteristics, the proper word to use is shares. Technically speaking, shares represent units of stock. Common and preferred refer to different classes of a company's stock. Now I'll tell you what is IPO or initial public offering. An initial public offering or IPO or stock launch is a public offering in which shares of a company are sold to institutional investors and usually also retail investors. An IPO is a typically underwritten by one or more investment banks who also arrange for the shares to be listed on one or more stock exchanges. Through this process, a colloquially is also known as floating or going public. A privately held company is transformed into a public company. Initial public offerings can be used to raise new equity capital for companies, to monetize the investments of private shareholders such as company founder or private equity investors, and to enable easy trading of existing holdings or future capital raising by becoming publicly traded. Now I will tell you what are primary and secondary markets. The primary market is where securities are created. while the secondary market is where those securities are traded by investors. In the primary market, companies sell new stocks and bonds to the public for the first time, such as with an initial public offering. The secondary market is commonly referred to as a stock market. This includes the major stock exchanges around the world, such as the New York Stock Exchange or NYSE and Nifty 50 or Sensex and all other major exchanges around the world. The defining characteristic of the stock secondary market is that investors trade among themselves. What is market capitalization? Market capitalization refers to the total dollar market value of a company's outstanding shares of stocks, commonly referred to as market cap. It is calculated by multiplying the total number of a company's outstanding shares by the current market price of one share. Market capitalization is into three categories: large, middle, and small cap companies. Large cap companies have a market cap of rupees 20,000 crore or more. Few examples are Reliance Industries, Infosys, HDFC Bank, TCS, ITC, Larsen and Turbo, to name a few. Meanwhile, the market cap of mid-cap companies is between 5,000 crore and less than 20,000 crore. Few examples: Apollo Hospitals, Mindtree, Cummins India, Voltas Ltd, to name a few. Small cap companies have a market cap of below rupees 5,000 crore. Few examples: Trident Limited, Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals Limited, Persistent Systems Limited, to name a few. I will end this video by saying the famous quote by Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett. Rule number 1, never lose money, and rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Hope you found this video informative and offered you insights about the economy of India and the stock market. Please give this video a like, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel GCAN Coding Hub and set it on all notifications so that you can get a notification whenever I upload a video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos like this.